Okay. Okay. So responsive web design. So the responsive web design, what does mean? Like all of people not only going to open the web page in only the desktop or the larger screen. They also you used to open it on a mobile device also. Okay, so that's called a responsive design. So it should responsive to all the design. Okay, so that we're going to use the media query a syntax to create that, to do some certain things in the kind of display width, the dimension of the display width. So I will give you
Your
the
screen
example.
is not sharing.
Okay, okay, fine. So to, 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 okay, so now it's visible, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so responsive web design, media query. So the responsive web design is actually it's going the website. If you open the link in a mobile device also, we should want to show the website. So if the people is using in a mobile or a tablet or desktop or PC, there is kind of different dimension, right, for each and every device. So that we have to make a design for every device. Okay, so that's called a responsive web design. To make a responsive web design, we need a media query syntax. Okay, so I will explain how to do that, the media query. So what is a media query? So media query, so media query is a CSS technique introduced in CSS3. So this was introduced in CSS3, not in the older version of CSS. Okay, the CSS3 is the latest version. So it used the at media rule to include a block of CSS property only if a certain condition is true. Okay, so what actually that mean? If some certain condition is true, that block should work. If that is true, that block should work. If that is false, that block should not work. So that is the normal example. So I will give you the basic example. So this is the syntax. Okay, so at media only screen, and this is the width of your dimension of the display screen sizes. Okay, max with 600 pixel, so 1200 pixel, 1000 pixel, like that. So in that we use some block of code. So now they are using max with 600, just they are actually changing the body background color to light blue. Okay, so that's all. There is no other thing to explain deeply in media query. So I will give you that examples here itself. Okay, so I just take this one. So this one is media. So I take this folder here. Okay, so this one is index.html, style.css. Okay, so this one is document takes a this document takes media. QU. So media query. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create some div here. Okay, so the div takes a class called so I'm going to keep a 3 boxes here. So wait 1 minute. So I need some one parent here. So the parent class takes a parent. So here I put box, and again I put box. So 3 box I have inside the parent element. Okay, so now I want to include my style here. So link takes a dot slash style.css. So each and every boxes has some width and margin. So the margin is 0 pixel, padding is 0 pixel, then box sizing is border box. So here I'm going to call the box. Okay, the box takes a width of 150 pixel and the height is 150 pixel. So the background color should be blue. So all the box. So if I go back to my browser, I open this in a live server. So that now all boxes have some blue color with height of 150 and width of 150. So 3 box we created. Okay. So now the parent, I have the parent. I'm going to change the parent to display flex. Okay. So that I need like in a row. So parent is display flex. So now it's written like this. So here I use justify content space around. Okay. So that now I have a 3 boxes here. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. So here I'll just give some text, inner text here. So item 1, then this one is 2, this one is 3. Okay. So good. Okay. So item 1, item 2, item 3. Okay. So now what I'm going to do now. So there is two things in responsive. Okay. So one is minimum width, one is maximum width. So for example, minimum width, you are going up in a like in your floor. Okay. So you're going upside in the steps. Okay. You're walking you're actually going up in a strides. So the max width is you're coming down from the steps. Okay. So these are the difference. For example, now what I'm going to do. So in the definition, and you see it use the media rule to include a block of CSS property if only certain condition is true. Okay. So I need some condition that to make that to include some block of code. Okay. So what the condition, how I do give that conditions. Okay. So here what I'm going to do, I'm just need this at media only screen. So that is the syntax to make a media query things. Okay. At media only, then screen and okay, max width. Okay. So first one is max width. Go with max width. So the max width takes a when the max width is 600 pixel. Okay. When the max width is 600 pixel, the box background color. So the box background color in a red. Okay. So if the box is maximum with the 600 pixel, the box color should turn to red instead of blue. Okay. So if I come back here, nothing gonna change. If I inspect this thing, okay. Now I will inspect this. Okay. So if you see here the dimension, this is the dimension. Okay. So there is lot of dimension areas. This is for Samsung Galaxy, and this is for Samsung Surface Pro. So this is iPad Mini and iPad Air, like this kind of things there is. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I just made some condition in 600. Okay. So you see, if the dimension is 600, we should want to do something. This is the block of code. What we are doing here, we are changing the box color to blue. Okay. So now I am just shrinking my screen. So you see, notice here the values decreasing. Okay. If I come to less than 600, it should the background color change red. Okay. So now come back to the definition. It used the media rule to include a block of CSS property only if certain condition is true. Okay. So this is the condition. What? The max with 600 pixel. This is the block of code. So if that is true, that should run. Okay. So the max width is whenever you are actually shrinking down to your window, the max width. Okay. What about the minimum width? There is only two things. One is max and min. So the min width. Okay. So minimum width, if this minimum width is 1000 pixel. Okay. So yeah. So 1000. Wait. I'll keep it as 1200 pixel. The box color should be in a green. Okay. So now if I come back here now, so if I go down less than 600, it should appear as a red color because there is some condition there. We use the max width. Okay. So the max width going to work whenever you're shrinking the screen. So I also used another property there that's called a min width. Okay. So the min width 1200. So the color we are changing to green color. So there is no condition in between 600 to 1200, right? So we have not have any that we don't have any CSS property. So that what is actually happening, it takes the default value what we gave into that box element. So if I hover, if I take this screen more than 1200 pixel, you should change the color to green. So now what's actually happening here? So the max width, uh, so the max width is whenever you are shrinking your screen, okay, you are decreasing your screen, you are coming downside. So that is called a max width. Okay, so the condition is going to check with the max. So if the things are going upside, so you are actually larging your screen. Okay, so that is called a minimum width. So minimum width, if the minimum width 1200, okay, if the minimum width 1200, it should change the box color to green. Okay, the same thing is happening here. If the minimum width is hit the 1200, it should change the color to green. If the maximum width is less than 600, if it is 600, it should change the color to red color. Okay, so this is the difference between the min width and the max width. Now I'm going to ask some question. It is very easy. Okay, there is
Sir,
no complex thing. Yeah.
actually these two values are pixel values, or we have to.
Actually, we are having a grid. Okay, so I will explain the grid now. So I'll just get into the Bootstrap website. Okay, how do we use that? Means so the Bootstrap grid. So actually, the device always divided by 12 column. Okay, so it divide by the 12 column only, even larger screen or smaller screen, anything. Okay, so this is your browser. So this browser has 12 column: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 column div. Okay, so it has a 12 columns in your in your window. Okay, so for example, if I come back here, uh you see there is some points here. Okay, so the medium is 768. So this is a tablet. For the tablet device, this is small device. So this is for the mobiles. Now a lot of mobiles are actually coming in 576 pixel. So extra small, less than 576 pixel mobiles are like iPhone 5s, kind of that kind of things. Okay, so there is a lot of users still they are using iPhone 5 and iPhone SE also. So we want to make that to that device too, right? Because we don't know what device the user is actually using, but whatever the user use, we have to show the website properly. Okay, the design properly, we have to give the proper design to the user. That is our work. So that's what where the media query is coming. So these are the value what we going to always use. I'm actually stick with this value only: 576, 768, 992, 1200. So the 1200 greater than 1200 is larger device, extra larger. 992 to 1200 is large. 768 to 992 is medium. 576 to 768 is small. Then extra small is less than 576. Okay, so these are the types we have. So you see number of columns. Okay, there is 12. So how can we divide the 12? So yesterday we created a flex web page. Okay, for example, we have a 12 column div here. Okay, so we've split that in a 50 percentage. So it takes a 6 column of div. So sorry, it takes a 6 column, and this one takes a 6 column. So totally 12 column. Okay, so if I come back to the design, so where is that media query design? Not the design, the Bootstrap. Okay, so you see they're using 1, 2. So it is a totally a 12. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3. So 4 threes are 12. So 3 box takes a 12. Okay, you understand? You understand, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you see, wait, I will give you some other examples here. So good example. So when we get into Bootstrap, you will understand easily. Okay, so don't worry about that. So you see here they're having a two div. Okay, the one first div and second div. 4, 8 plus 4, 12. So the total device got filled. Okay, so here they're using 3 column divs. So they're using 4 threes are 12. They're using 2 column divs here. So they use they want to split in a 2 div. Okay, 1, 2. So they're using 6, 6. So it is called a 12 column div. So it takes 6, it takes 6. So it's totally 12. So if you want 12 column div means you can put call 12. Okay, so basically this call 12 gives you a total width. So when we get into Bootstrap, I will explain you this grid very like more deeply. So now for that, you just understand there is a column. We have column of 12. We have a 12 column of web page. Okay, so this start from here to here. This start 12 from here because we are include the container in the top of this content and image. Okay, so that it start from here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So we split it to, so this one is for 6, this one is 6, totally 12 got fixed. Okay, so now the second step is, now what I'm going to do, you want to tell what color it should change now. Okay, the media screen, I just copy this. Okay, I just copy and paste it here. So here what I'm going to do, dot box nth child. Okay, the nth child 1. So background color, when the max width is less than, the max width is 800. Okay, so the background color should in a red color. Okay, so if it is less than 700 and 600, so 700 and 600, so this one is second child, this one is third child. Okay, so this color should be in a green, so this color in a like pink.
You are on 3, sir.
So I take this and copy it here. So this one is min width. Okay, so min width is 1000 pixel. So 1000 pixel minimum width, we need 1000 pixel to work this. Okay, so this color should be in this color. So this one is 1100, this color in a blue. So
Sir,
this,
for third child, you have given 13, sir.
yeah, okay, I'll take that.
Above also, sir.
Okay, so this is yellow. Okay, so we'll take this one. Okay, so now we have a 6 conditions. Okay, so basically, so the default, okay, it is actually coming in a I just keep it as a in a, what is happening here, 1000. Sorry, this one, this should, I want to change this min. Okay, so now everything is blue color. Okay, so first thing you see, there is no conditions in between 800 to 1000. Okay, so first thing 800. So when I get lower than 800, it should the background color, the first cell background color should change to red, right? So now I'm in a 1688, 1068. So if I shrink this window little bit, when I hit to 800, the first child color was changed to red color. Okay, so what will happen if I get less than 700?
It will
Green
change
color.
to green.
So the second color will change the,
Second to green.
yeah, okay. So if I come less than 700, this color is changing to green, right? So what will happen if I come to less than 600?
Pink.
It will change to pink or purple. sir.
Yeah, okay. So if I come down to less than 600, it should change the color to pink. Okay, so if I scroll down, there is, because we actually done that. Okay, so less than is the value, the condition is true, become true only. Okay, it's not gonna change. So if I go one by one, if it is go less greater than 600, one property is false. Now another property false, greater than 700, and another property false. Okay, so min width. Okay, so minimum with 1000 means what will happen? The first box, it appears some blue color, right? So like green color. So first property should works when I go
1000.
greater than 1000. So the first property color got changed. So the second property, this one is 1100. What will happen? The second property, the background color should change to blue, right? So this one should change to actually color is slightly changing. Okay, so little change happening here. So the third one should want to change a yellow color when
1200.
yeah.
1200.
So this one should change when I go greater than 1200. Okay, so this is media query. Okay, so now we know what is max width. So max width is whenever you are shrinking the screen, it should work. So the minimum width, whenever you are growing your screen, it should work. So that is the thing. Okay, so this is the condition. This is your block of code is going to work. Okay, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we know how these things are working, but we don't know how to apply these things, right? So what I'm going to do, yesterday we create some web page. So in that I'm going to use a media query. Okay, so Windows, I'm opening some new window here. So I just take this flex web page and put it here. Okay, so that VS code is for media query, and this one is for the web page. So I open it in a live server. So it should start, the server is in here. Okay, so this, now we have a student love, and I'm not going to care about this now. Okay, I'm just going to change this font size only to make the things easier to responsive. So if I close the thing, okay, so in this place I want the actually the font is breaking, right? So I want to change the font size here. So for that, what I'm going to do, whenever I am larging my screen more than 1200, I want to keep this font. Okay, what the font color is, font of size is 48 pixel. Okay, whenever I go greater than 1200 pixel, I just need that font size to 48 pixel. So what should I want to do, min or max?
Min with it.
Min.
So min width. Okay, so now I'm coming back to here. I just copy the syntax. Okay, so just copy the syntax from here. So in the CSS, you always want to do the responsive in the bottom. Okay, so I copy it here. So the min width is 1200 pixel, means I want to call the dot banner h1 font size should be 48 pixel. So what of the default value should be, where's that h1, the default value should be 35 pixel I'm going to give. Okay, so in this place the font is 48 pixel. So if I less than 1200, in this place the font is 35 pixel. Okay, so these are the difference. So I can scroll down like this. So when I hit 768 pixel down, okay, so what's the grid value here? So 768. Okay, so whenever I go down to 768 pixel, I'm just going to change this font size. Okay, I want to change this font size to small size. Okay, like 25 kind of thing. So this is now 32 pixel. I'm going to change this to 22 pixel. Okay, when I'm getting less than 768 pixel. So here what property I want to use, min or max?
Max.
Max, right? So here I'm just going to copy and paste it down. Okay, this I'm going to take it as a max. Whenever I hit 768 pixel, I want to change the logo H4 font size to what 22 pixel. Okay, so if I less than 768 pixel, so this font now changing. Okay, so you see the font actually changed. So whenever I hit down to 28 pixel, so 768 pixel, so okay, everything is good. But now something is happening here. You see in the 1800 itself, there is no space to wrap this. Okay, there is the button is also actually getting not good. The button is also not good, right? So what I'm basically going to do, so this button padding is going to apply only for the greater than 1200 pixel. Okay, so here I'm just going to take that button padding. Okay, I already gave it here, and just copy it. So default button value is 15. Okay, 10 and 15. So if it is 1200 pixel, I'm just going to give the padding is what we previously gave. Okay, this padding will work only the min width is greater than 1200 pixel. So the default value padding is 10 and 20 15 pixel. Okay, so if I come back here, so here we have 10 and 15 pixel. If I go greater than 1200, the font size and the image padding is actually changing. Okay, now it can be good to go. So here when I hit the 768, okay, what I'm going to do in the 800 in when actually in the 800 I'm actually having some like font alignment is not good here. Okay, so that I want to fix that too. So here basically what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to keep the font h1 type to 32 itself. Okay, so this is good now. So if I come back to 678, okay, so now the font normally the font padding is, we can give it as a 10 pixel. So it should be in a 10 pixel. So until 768, okay. So the 768, this font, this padding would work only if the screen is greater than 992 pixel. Okay, so total 10 pixel. So this is 15. So this should work whenever I go greater than 992 pixel. Okay, so basically here we should need a 10 pixel of padding. So if I come here, I want to create the at media. Okay, so I want to put this in the top. Okay, so min width is actually min width is going greater. Okay, so 992, after that only 1200 will come. So the max width is not like that. So first the max width, how the max width work, so it will shrink the screen larger to smaller, but the min width is smaller to larger. So the same way I want to give it here. The first step is 1200 for the min width. So yeah, here I want to change it as a 992. Okay, 992 pixel. So after 992 pixel only we going to catch the 1200, so that I'm focusing on this alignment. Okay, so here I just need the dot btn takes a padding of 10 pixel and 15 pixel of width. So the padding, button padding, so the default is, so whenever I hit 768, okay, I want to change this to a block level element. Okay, so there is two types. Some people will do like this way, or another people will do some other different types. So what I'm going to do, I will show you the both way. Okay, so now this is the parent is actually flex, right? So this banner wrapper is actually flex. So that's why the banner child 1 and banner child 2 are next to each other. Okay, so this is not I need when I go to responsive. So I need this text to in the takes a full available width, and this image want to come down. Okay, so what some people will do, okay, even though if they use this flex, how they do means they actually target the 768 pixel. Whenever I hit the 768 pixel, they call the banner wrapper and they change to display flex to display block. Okay, so you see now if I hit the 768 pixel, it actually changed to display block. Okay, the banner wrapper, it is not now display flex. So that's what it's actually coming down. The two things we want to change here. So if you see, this width is 50%. Okay, so this width is 50%, where this should work only if the screen is greater than 768 pixels. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy this. Okay, in the 67th. Okay, where is the 67? So this is one thing. So I'm just going to put when it should happen whenever I go greater than 768 pixel. Okay, so I need that what is the banner child and one is to be 50%. Okay, so if I come back here, so now it should in the greater than 760 pixel, it should actually 50%. But if I come down to 768 pixel, it's actually a display block. Okay, so now it has a 100% of width. So if you see, it has 100% of the container total width. So this is one way. Some people will do display block to manipulate that UI. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do that, I told you that there is a property called flex direction. You know that, right? So default values flex direction is row. Okay, so this is the default value. So now it is in a row. Okay, why? Yeah, so whenever I come 768 pixel, it's actually in a row. Okay, default value is row. Now I'm changing this to column. Okay, so what will happen, it should wrap into the bottom. Okay, you see, it's actually wrapping to the bottom. So this is how the things are actually working. So whenever you hit less than 768 pixel, it should come like this, because I changed this to a column. Okay, so the flex column. Okay, now the second thing is I want to make the text align center. So all text should be in a center. Okay, now these texts are actually center, but this is not in center. Okay, because it's actually controlled by flex. So what I want to do, whenever I hit less than max 768 pixel, I want to call the banner BTN and want to change the justify content to center. Okay. So justify content center. Now the button should display in a center. So even I can scroll down like this. So it should. So don't worry about this. So we actually control this in a JavaScript. Once we get into the JavaScript, I will give you an example how to create a navigation when the people click the navigation. No, so for example, if I go to this website, big. Okay, so if I go to the website, when I go to the mobile device, so this is the navigation. Okay, for the larger device. So this is the navigation how the looks in a larger device. But if I get into the smaller device, it should come the hamburger. Okay, so it should open the navigation and it should look like this. So this is we are going to control using the JavaScript. We cannot able to control using in a CSS. Okay, so that we get when we get into JavaScript, I will explain how to do that. So now we don't need that. Okay, so for now we just created some 2-column div and we make a display flex. Whenever it should came down to 768 pixel, we are basically making that thing to 760 as the display flex direction to column. Okay, this is one way. Some people will do like this way. What I do, basically this is the default values flex, right? So what I do, I just cut it out. Okay, I'm just going to cut it out. I'm going to put that when I go greater than 768 pixel. I don't want to put that here. Okay, because it is a display block basically. So I don't want to put that here. So if I come back here, so this should work as same. So I want to add a text and center. I don't need this one here. So I'm just, when I hit the 768 pixel, it should in a flex. So it's one, this flex only work in a 768 pixel only. Okay, not in that total width. So only in the 768 pixel. So if I come down to 678 pixel, it's actually basically the default values block only, the default value. So in this device, it should return a block level. So greater than 768, it should return a display flex. Why I'm using this kinds of styles? So the bootstrap always use kind of this syntax only we want to make the design in a min width. Okay, so we don't want to do all the things in the maximum way, because each and every device you want to change that things. Okay, so that I'm using the min width. I controlled using the min width, the display flex. So whenever I'm go greater than 768 pixel, the banner wrapper should come as a display flex and align item is center. So the banner child and the banner child to width is 50%. So everything is good here. Okay. So now you understand how the media query work and how we implement in our project. Do you understand?
Yeah, but it is little bit difficult.
Yeah, actually what will happen, you want to give some lot of practice. Okay, so the media query is actually confusion when you start learning. Okay, but once you do that project, you will come to know it is very easy. There is no logic and all we are just, and still now we are not using any logic. Okay, when we get into the JavaScript only, we're going to create application. So we are going to look lot of logics and going to put some lot of design patterns like kind of things. So for now we are just creating a design. So how to split the thing, how to give the space distribution and alignment things and all. So there is no logic. So you want to think like a designer. So that's it. So what are the properties we need to align the thing, and what are the properties we need to give the space distribution? That's the thing what we are actually learning so far. Okay, so there is a lot to learn about that. What is that? JavaScript logic, and we are going to create a lot of application. We're going to connect the local storage, and we're going to have some mock database, and we're going to use the database. So there is a lot to learn. There is in that plane, we going to use a lot of logic to create our application. There is no logic here. Okay, this is just a simple. I know when we start, it is very hard to learn, but sir, do you learn bootstrap also? Do we learn also in this course for? Yeah, do you will learn bootstrap, skeleton CSS, material CSS. So you learn like more than 4 or 5 frameworks. Okay, so don't worry. When we get into JavaScript, I will create each and every application with some other different frameworks only. So I'm not going to stick with one framework. So this course is going to give you a good understanding of all the things how they are actually working. So in the last project we are also going to use the Babel and Webpack also to create a mock database. So there is a lot to learn. Okay, so we'll learn all the things. So far now we created some media query. Okay, so it is very hard to understand, but once you open the code and if you open the code in your VS Code and if you follow the steps, you will surely understand. Okay, because basically it is very easy. There is no logic at all. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Go home and take a look at it and be patient and try to understand what we did. Okay, I just make a code properly only. If I start with the banner, here I have the banner, so the banner ends. So I'm just coming to banner here. I'm just coming to the min width 768 pixel. Here only I'm changing the banner wrapper to display flex. For example, I inspect this. Okay, so now if you see, the banner wrapper takes a display flex. Okay, align items and display flex. So where it's actually working, only min width 768 pixel. Now I am greater than 768 pixel. So if I come less than 768 pixel, what's the default value of div, the block or inline? The default element of div is block level element or inline element.
It is inline.
Inline.
No, I'm asking about the div. Div is a block level element because it takes a full
Yeah, it is a
available width,
block.
right? You
Yeah.
understand? You understand, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So if I come less than 768 pixel, this is basically a display block. The div is basically a display block. I don't want to go to that max width and I don't want to change the banner wrapper to display flex to display block. Okay, I don't want to do that because the basic thing is display block. So this is how do I code. So there is a lot to learn. Okay, so here you see we going to create another one web page. Okay, so in that we're going to learn a lot of concepts. So for example, this podcast website. So in the podcast website, so once you done this completion, once you create the web page, what I give the task, so then we jump into this web page. Okay, after that I give you another page to do to do that alone. You only going to do, I'm not going to help with that. So you want to think about how we created all the things and all. Okay, so this is the project we're going to use. So how the image is actually aligning here, there is a lot to learn in this web page. Okay, so and also you will learn how that you going to create your project folder structure. So that is very important. I will give you that thing also, and we're going to implement lot of default value concept. Okay, so I will explain you that later. So we're going to use a variable to control all these things. So I will give it later, that thing. Okay, so this is the one nice website. So this is a long website. So in that website also you will learn some bootstrap. So after in this section until from here to here we're going to use a bootstrap. Okay, I'm just cover this bootstrap also. I'm not going to cover all the things in bootstrap because bootstrap is very easy. Okay, I'm just going to give you a clear idea of how to split the layout. That is very important thing in the bootstrap. Okay, so another things are very easy. There is nothing, so you just go and copy and paste the code, that's it. So you don't want to understand all the things. I'm like I'm like I always do like that way of code. Okay, the end of the course, if you open some other people code, you want to understand. So that's my goal. So if you do that, you are a 90% developer. So that's the thing. Okay, so you don't want to write the thing in your empty VS code and always type and thinking the logic. First thing, you want to know how to research in a Google, and second thing, you want to get a proper code, and third thing, you want to understand what the code you get from the Google, so that you can able to manipulate the data or the code as per your dependencies of your project. Okay, so this is how actually the developers work. So I'm always give the example how the real time things are actually working. Okay, the developer will always go and search in a Google and they copy, they paste, but one thing is they know what they are copying. Okay, what the code is actually, how the code is actually working, so they know how this code will work. So if you don't know how that code will work, you cannot able to implement that code in your project. So my goal is you want to understand other people code. Okay, so that's the thing. So we'll look this later. Okay, so once we complete this page, we get into this page. Okay. So far we created this.
If
Okay.
we
Right.
use Bootstrap, we have to use media query as well.
Bootstrap.
If we are using Bootstrap in a website, so do we need media query as well?
No, bro, your voice is not clear, bro.
If we are using Bootstrap now in a
Yeah. Okay.
website, so
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
there any need to use media query for that
Yeah,
website also?
actually, you don't need to use media query when you controlling as Bootstrap. Okay, but to change it's we are not going to use the media query to layout fixing. We're going to use only for some font changing and kind of things. Only we're going to use a Bootstrap, the media query when we're using the Bootstrap. Okay, so now we're creating like this. No,
Okay.
the we are actually controlling this display. Where is that? Here this we are doing like this. No, whenever we go greater than 768 pixel, the banner wrapper change to display flex. These kinds of things we don't gonna use when we using the Bootstrap. Okay, that is very easy. If you give some call 6 class or call SM classes, it should do all the things for you. The media query, they already have all the code in their server, so that code will accessible to your local machine. With you, we use their CDN to include that code. Okay, I will give that example later. Okay, so that is very hard to explain, but once we start to create the project, you itself understand how these all things are working, where why we are using responsive media query and why we are not using the responsive in when you using the Bootstrap. Okay, they will learn that later. Okay, so tomorrow
Okay.
the task for you is you just want to I already sent you that Figma file. No, just open this Figma file. So in that Figma file, you just want to create these 3 boxes and also want to make it as a responsive. I told you how to make the same logic, what we did here, the same logic you are here also you're going to apply. Whenever you getting greater than 768 pixel, it should be in a display flex. Else, this is a default values display block. Okay, so that's it. There is nothing other thing. Okay, so just go and try it today. So far now we completed media query, right? So you understand the media query, how the things are actually working. We are going to control using the minimum width or maximum width. That's it. So once you work the code, you will understand. I know that. Okay. But you have to you have to give some time to work it out, the media query. So it is not like the display flex or inline or in a block level element. The concept what we learned previously, that is very easy to understand. But the media query is bit confusion state. But once you try it out, you will come to know how these actual things are working. Okay, you
Okay,
just
sir.
you just go and try it today. I'm 100% sure you will all guys will understand what we learned today. Okay, it is very easy. You itself find out when you type the code in your VS code, so you itself find that. Okay, so what I do now, I just send this code to your I will send later. Okay, so once I close the session, I will send this. Okay, you will understand how we did this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you have any doubt,
Yes.
pin me on WhatsApp. Is there any doubts? So it is good to stop here. Okay, so because you go and take 1 day time and just think, and tomorrow Sunday there is no class, try to complete this. Okay, don't do this page itself. Start do from here to top to bottom. Okay, from header to footer. So then only you can able to understand. Keep my code as a reference and just go and watch my code and take some idea from there and use it by yourself. And here you're not having code, you have to think first and then you want to create here. So it takes some time, but if you spend or if you give some time, surely you will become a good developer and you will understand all the concept what we are learning. Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, okay, so shall we close?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if anyone have any doubt, means just ask me. Okay, so we'll close. Okay, I will send you that screenshot, the code and the video link also. Okay. Take care, brother. Bye bye. Good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.